Oh, Jesse! Come on. Jess and the rest of you goons and mutants out there, good morning. Man, I'm getting my voice back. I like it. Let's get this 1990 Fender CVR custom Vibroluxe Reverb. Let's get her warmed back up. I got her set to 120 volts from here. And we are warming her up with your new tubes installed. She came in cold. I just tried this earlier. She's about half of where she should be. I want to see about 40 milliamps of plate current on each one of these pups. I'm not seeing it. And for you techie types out there that are wondering where the hell the bias adjustment is for these, well, there is no bias adjustment. There's no bias pot. If you're on the other side of this chassis looking for that little punched out hole with a potentiometer on the opposite side, you're not going to find it. So where are you going to find it? Well, let me show you real quick. This amp, which is, as I said in a prior video, related to the old 63 Vibroluxe reissue. That's the one with the 2 10s in it. It's not the blackface one with the 15. Let's not get confused. Okay, I want to find, I am looking for the negative. Okay, so we can see the intensity pot. That's going to give us a clue right there. Let's trace it up over to, let's see, C minus. That's what we're looking for. Let's get down to our power supply. And there's the C minus. Look at that, R59, boop, right there. That's the one we're gonna focus on. You don't see a potentiometer right there, do you? No, you just see my hairy knuckle, sorry. I'm going handheld here. I don't have time to set up the shots for you guys this week. So, where is it? You don't know where it is if you haven't worked on one of these, but I'll tell you where it is. It's right there. These two guys right here. That'll be R59. That'll be the one we want to adjust. So, how am I going to do that? Well, I can remove these two guys and flip her over for ease of access. Forgive me, let me do a quick punch in. You don't need to release this board from the face panel here, from the control panel rather. I'm out of my mind. You can just remove the solder there, pop that little pup out, and then mount her from this side. Why complicate things? And that's what we'll do. I'm going to use my handy decade box to roll through a few different resistances to find out the optimal. I want to put her, or actually, you know what, man? Maybe I'll put her on a pot. I don't know. I'm feeling a little spicy today. Why not? So let me sort out what I'm going to do. I'll get back in touch with you. I did find a open plate resistor on the phase inverter. I think I mentioned that the issue was around there. So I replaced both of them with stouter components. And then that'll take us a long ways towards getting this sucker out of the door today, perhaps. We'll see. Big shout out, and let's just be honest, all you techs out there, let's not pretend. Let's quit playing games with each other. Let's stop acting like we know everything, because we don't. You want to know who does know everything? Robinette knows everything. And let's pretend like you don't know who that is. Every single one of you miserable bastards out there has a hyperlink set up in your favorites or right there on your desktop to his website. Why do you have that? Because he has an immensely useful bias calculator along with an incredibly deep and rich amount of, I would say, general amp technical data along with mods and other funny stuff that just makes you feel really tingly in the giblets. We all owe that guy a beer or a slice of pizza or something. We owe him something. Because that guy's efforts have no doubt put food on the table for the majority of us. 10 kilo-ohms of resistance puts us right in the sweet spot. Let's roll. All right, Jess. We're holding steady at 39 milliamps at about 410 plate volts. Got a little 1 volt wiggle. Nice and stable though. She came out nice. There she is, perched right up there. There's a little audible buzz, mechanical, coming from your reverb transformer. Rather, the choke, I'm so sorry. Coming from your choke. I'll investigate that. Your filter caps test out okay. No excess ripple. These should be toast by now, but they're not. So I'll continue going through the amp and let you know what else I find. All right, bye. I'm getting randomly diminishing volume at the phase inverter. You could just see the dude who was in here prior just lifted the board and didn't pay any attention to lead dress. You can't hear anything now, but watch this. You hear that? There it is. Your filament supply at this socket. Your pins. Let's get that off. Yeah. And that buzz is just hopefully from being unshielded. But you needed 3 new preamp tubes as it was, along with the power tubes, the bias range resistor, plate load resistors on your phase inverter, and now this. But watch, it doesn't matter where you put it, it's gonna lose. It's gonna lose connectivity randomly. These green leads here are your grid wires. These are the most susceptible to picking up noise. So we typically try to keep them away from the blue ones. Oh, there it goes. It's gone again. Watch this. And here it comes. And it's back. Like a ghost. It visits you and then it must leave. So. Or is it pulling from... Or is it pulling from over here? I like putting tension on this black lead. That's not it. It's this one. Watch this. Here we go again. Here it comes. See? All right. So here's the offending socket. Usually we count clockwise from 1 to 9 on these, but that's from the actual solder lug side, not this one. So it's going to be the opposite. We go counterclockwise and we found our 1 here. After this little index blank between the 1 and the 9. So this would actually be 1 here, 2, 3. These are the 2 that are joined together. Sorry, I was trying to focus on my tool here. These 2 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. So 9, 4, and 5. These are the ones that we're going to be concerned with. But I was just demonstrating that 4 and 5 contain the issue. And you can see that one of these pups is opened up a bit more than the other. Is that going to resolve it? I sure hope so. I don't want to have to replace an otherwise nice socket. Or maybe I can do a pin transplant from one of the other ones I have. We'll see. All right, I went ahead and retensioned. They look a lot better. You could probably see a bit of margin around the pin insert here along the sides. So it looks great, but just a word of warning for you guys, and this is why I don't like showing this stuff. This is not educational material on this channel. These are user updates. This YouTube, freely hosts my user updates. I don't have to rely on my capacity on iCloud or any other place. So if you attempt to work on these things, obviously vacuum tube devices contained incredibly lethal voltages that do contain enough capacity, even unplugged, to kill you 6 times over. So don't touch this stuff. Now, especially, again, with metal tools, okay? But you're gonna need that in order to exert enough leverage to actually move these pins. So here's what could happen. Say you're on a plate, you're on one of the plate pins here. You know, there's about 300 volts on the plates of the phase inverter on these guys, about. Say that your filter caps, for whatever reason, aren't draining after you've unplugged. All right, so suppose there's still 200 volts there, DC. Now, let's suppose that in the midst of adjusting your tube socket tension on one of the plate pins, this is not a plate pin, say you accidentally bridge that lead with ground. What do you think is going to happen? It's not going to be good. Now, where's your other hand? This may just be uncomfortable at the end of the day. It may tingle. It's not going to cross over your heart from one hand going to the next and then to the chassis. But it could. Freakish things happen. So don't even tempt fate. And she's solid, Jess. So let's see how long she remains. So let her burn in for about 60 minutes. This is about 400 hertz, the level of this hum here. Check it out. Also, this is in an ungrounded, isolated output here. That's where our power is coming from, so she's not grounded technically. There's a lot of stray noise here from little switch mode power supplies and RF that's just flying about the room. Hopefully that's what we're hearing. I'm not picking up anything major from the ripple perspective or from the ripple end coming off of these filter caps. I just put the doghouse cover back on. Maybe a little too hastily. Hopefully that's not the case. But we'll pick it up from here. Momentito. Jesse! Oh! Jesse! Come on! This is. Let's check out your vibrato. Like it. Like it. Sounded great. Well, not this part. Like it. Good Lord. All that to say, we are resolved. What do you think of that? Turns out that extraneous buzz was from having some open reverb plugs hanging out the amp, just acting as antenna. You know how they do. So this is it now. Just some hiss, and that's what these are kind of known for. Watch. Let's bring her up. Then Fender has a very crude and rudimentary way of, as it were, of sharing the effects from your channel 2 with channel 1. It induces hiss. It's basically tying some plates together. It's a noisy way to do it, but that's what they do. That's part of the charm. A little bit of this stuff left. Your other controls are quiet. I just need to see if I can get the rest of the noise out of this normal channel. It's not even normal anymore. This normal channel's treble pot, and then we'll take it from there. But you're in business.